So our long requested budget eShop deals video, it is back. Today I've got 15 fantastic games under $10 or your regional equivalent covering the US, Canada, UK, EU and Australia. And to celebrate, we're bringing back the giveaway. A $10 eShop gift card is up for grabs. Just drop a comment down below to enter and the winner, they'll be announced in next Thursday's video. So why are these videos back? Well, we are now settled and I finally landed a job after the big move, so I'm excited to dive back in and bring you the very best deals. Let's kick it off and snag some games on a budget. So first up is them's Fighting Herds, hitting a new low price with 75% off, and if a fighting game starring adorable My Little Pony cartoon styled animals sounds intriguing, it's definitely one to check out. Now a note here, it might look cute on the surface, but underneath it is a surprisingly complex 2D fighter. Expect 4-button mechanics, a unique magic system, and tools to prevent infinite combos. Always a good thing, it ensures it's balanced. And the game then also includes a full story mode with exploration and boss fights, plus both local and online multiplayer with rollback netcode. You can also then unlock accessories and customize your character. Now I had a blast with this one and I do return to it frequently. My only complaint, some of the platforming in that story mode, it's a pain in the ass and it just doesn't work all that well. Now I'm bundling Teslagrad Remastered and Teslagrad 2, both hitting new low prices. It's 75% off for the remaster and a massive 90% off for the sequel. Now the original Teslagrad, it's an indie classic, blending magnetic puzzles and fluid platforming within a steampunk-inspired world. You'll be playing as a young boy on the run, diving into the secrets of Tesla Tower, mastering electromagnetic powers and uncovering a story told purely through the visuals. There's no text or dialogue to, I guess, take over the experience. This remaster then polishes up the hand-drawn art, it adds challenge levels, and it makes quality of life improvements while keeping that core experience intact. The sequel then, it builds on that foundation with more puzzles, a bigger world inspired by Nordic landscapes, and new magnetic skills. However, I have to mention here, while the gameplay in this sequel is fun, it does have some performance issues on the Switch, and it misses the mark in a few areas, namely the narrative, so you might want to check out a review or two before jumping in. At these prices though, I do think they are worth considering, especially the original. Alright, so now we have Narita Boy coming in with a hefty 90% off, matching its all-time low price. This one's a must for retro fans with a penchant for style. It's just packed with stunning pixel art, a synthwave soundtrack, and a story that pulls you into this neon-soaked digital kingdom. Now in this one, you're taking on the role of Narita Boy, wielding the legendary techno sword against corrupted stallions. Basically what you're trying to do is restore the creator's memories, and the creator is the one that built this world you exist in. Now as much as I love this game's style and action, however, I do have to mention one drawback: there is no map system. If you are not a fan of backtracking, the exploration here for that reason might feel a bit like a memory game. It is minor in my opinion, but I do know for some it could be a deal breaker. That said though, look, I found it well worth the journey, and my full review is in the pinned comments. Next then we have Untitled Goose Game, 50% off, matching its all-time low price. It's a bit of a modern classic, a slapstick stealth sandbox where you play as a mischievous goose, wreaking havoc on a quiet village. You'll wander through back gardens, shops and parks, stealing items, setting up pranks and just generally causing chaos, all as well with a honk button dedicated to making things even more just ridiculous. The game also then features a 2-player co-op mode. It was added in a free update, and it lets you and a friend play as 2 geese to double the pranks and the honks. The soundtrack then is a perfect match for the game's humour, creating moments that are both hilarious and oddly charming, and yeah, I absolutely love this game, and the addition of co-op was just absolute genius. Now we've got SUPERHOT, which is 60% off, matching its lowest price, and imagine here a first-person shooter that feels more like a puzzle game, because in SUPERHOT, time only moves when you do. You're also here alone, outnumbered and outgunned, so that mechanic, very much appreciated, but expect to navigate a minimalist world where every movement counts as you dodge bullets and grab weapons off fallen enemies. In this world there's no regenerating health or ammo lying around, it is just pure strategy and action in slow motion. The game also then offers endless mode where you survive as long as you can, and challenge mode with different restrictions like bare-handed combat or timed experiences. SUPERHOT overall has become a cult classic, and with good reason. Now I will add here, however, if you can, definitely try it in VR, it is mind-blowing, but this Switch version, equally excellent and a personal favourite of mine. Next up then is River City Girls Zero, coming in at 50% off, a new low price. Now if you're into old school brawlers, this could be right up your alley. And the 16-bit classic brings the original Kunio, Riki, Masako and Kyoko with co-op gameplay as they brawl to clear their names. It's got that retro action mixed with a storyline that actually connects it directly to River City Girls 1 and 2. This is also the first time this 1994 title has been released outside of Japan, so it's definitely a nice slice of gaming history. They have, however, added in some extras too, with new motion comic cutscenes, an animated intro and new music. Just a heads up here though, this game is tough with difficulty spikes towards the end game, and I did find some hitboxes a little bit off. Still though, look, it's a solid, nostalgic beat 'em up experience, and my full thoughts are in my pinned review. Alright, so now we've got Garlic, which is 50% off, matching its all-time low, and this might be the strangest game on today's list. You play as Garlic, an onion-headed boy aiming to climb the sacred tower and meet the cyber goddess to have your wish granted. But of course, things don't go as planned. This platformer is packed with surprises, from unique mechanics to random animations and mini-games that keep you guessing. It's tough, yet almost, I guess, forgiving, with plenty of checkpoints, there's boss battles, and a really fun story. Overall, I just really enjoyed this one. As you'll see in my full review below, it just constantly surprised me with its twists and, I guess, weirdness. Next up is Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen, coming in at 83% off, matching its lowest price. In this action RPG, it's a fantasy adventure set in an open world where you'll encounter dragons and just all manner of monstrous creatures. You'll begin with one of 3 startifications that can evolve into 9 unique paths. It allows for loads of customization, especially in its combat. That combat system as well, really fun. You can use devastating skills, magic, and the help of AI companions known as pawns who learn from your playing style and can even be shared online for additional rewards. The Dark Arisen edition then includes the original game, plus the challenging expansion, which adds a darker area with tougher enemies, new skills, equipment, and loads of rewards. Personally, I'm a massive fan of this game. It stood the test of time beautifully, and I'm hopeful to see its sequel make its way to the next gen system. Alright, so now it's Tinykin at 75% off, matching its lowest price, and honestly, this one's a gem with a unique twist on the PAC-MAN formula. Now, you play as Milo, who arrives on Earth only to find he's way too small and the world seems frozen in 1991. Now you're going to be teaming up with the Tinykin creatures, using their powers to build ladders, bridges, create explosions, and solve puzzles to uncover the mysteries of this miniature metropolis. You'll explore though a giant house filled with insect cities, meet a great cast, and catch hundreds of these Tinykin with abilities to help you reach those new areas. It's really got that first party Nintendo feel of this one, especially with the visuals, the platforming, the soap board for grinding around the world, and overall, yeah, look, a great pick for platformer fans, and I think a standout on sale. Just a quick reminder then, Samurai SHODOWN is still rocking that massive 85% off for another week or so. I know I mentioned it in last week's video, but honestly, this discount is too huge, so I had to give it one last kind of point out. But yeah, if you missed last week's deals video, give it a look too. Many of those discounts are still live. You can learn more about this one, and I'll link it down below. Next up then is West of Loathing with a hefty 64% off, hitting a new low price. This game is a hilarious slapstick RPG set in the Wild West, and it's honestly one of the funniest RPGs you'll find on the system. Now in this world, you'll explore snake-filled ranches, face off against demon cows, and dig into some revolting spittoons, all while choosing to play as a silver-tongued snake oiler, cosmic beanslinger, or a brawling cowpuncher. It is packed then with hand-drawn black and white visuals, countless jokes, turn-based combat if you do want it, and even a drunk horse. I've also got Shadows of Loathing, the sequel, coming up in my next Saturday's deals video, so do stay tuned for that one, but that's also a gem too. Alright, so now it's Pac-Man World Re-PAC, 80% off, a new low price. I picked this up myself during a sale, not expecting much, but I was pleasantly surprised. It's not groundbreaking in terms of originality, but it delivers a solid platforming experience. So here, expect to join Pac-Man as he rescues his family from the ghosts on Ghost Island with revamped visuals, smoother mechanics and a cleaner UI. Yes, this game is a remaster. Expect those classic moves, plus a collection of 3D mazes in maze mode. Once you do clear the quest as well, the main storyline, you'll actually unlock the original Pac-Man game. So yeah, I think it's a great grab at this price. Alright, so now Batora Last Haven, hitting a new low price with a massive 85% off. And this, it's an isometric action adventure with RPG elements featuring a unique duality system that affects combat, story, even the game's multiple endings. Now you play as Avril, a survivor on a journey across alien planets to restore her lost haven, making choices basically that affect the galaxy's fate. You'll wield both sun and moon powers, switching between combat styles to overcome various enemies and solve puzzles. That system I really like. However, the sale is huge, so I wanted to give you a kind of, I guess, real take on this one. It's okay, but a bit forgettable. Some of the systems feel underdeveloped, and while the visuals are decent, handheld mode doesn't look great, honestly. Also, the story and characters just completely forgettable. Basically, for genre fans, I think it's worth this price, but do go in with tempered expectations. Our final game this week then is Undernauts Labyrinth with Yomi with a fantastic 75% off, matching its lowest ever price, and heads up here, I'm hoping that this price lands in the US and Canada soon, as it's yet to reach anywhere near this level over there. Now in this first person dungeon crawler, you're part of the title Undernauts, a team of explorers delving into Yomi, a labyrinth crawling with monsters and filled with valuable resources. Using powerful skills though and magical items, your mission is to navigate the dungeon's dangers, create exits and make it back to the surface alive. I enjoyed it, definitely a title for fans of the genre. I actually picked it up in a sale on myself, and transparently I'm not beating it, but I do go back to it quite frequently. And yeah, look, if you're into challenging classic dungeon crawlers, this one is just well worth it at this price. And that is the week down. It's good to be back on these budget videos. With that then, a shout out to the patrons and the channel members who are going above and beyond to support SwitchCorner. It helps more than you know, so thank you all so much. Then hit subscribe, join us here for daily Switch content, and I'll see you all on the next video. Thanks everyone.